This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety, please remain behind the yellow line on the platform or behind the gates once you disembark the monorail.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Monorail Report. I'm your host, Lawrence. It is December 18th. Wow. We, we're 2 weeks away from the end of 2025. What do you guys think? Is that good? Is that bad? Are you ready for 2026? Did 2025 move too quickly, too slowly? Let me know in chat what you think. Let me know in the comments. Was it a good was it a good year? Was it a bad year? What do you think? Did you get to Disney enough this year? Did you not get there enough? I can tell you I'm ready to see what 2026 brings us. I'm excited for the future for sure. So let's see. Let's jump right into the news. So we have Trader Sam's is now opening at 11. The calendar says that it's going to be open from 11 to midnight, at least for the next 60 days, which is as far out as you can see it. It will used to be open at 3 o'clock, but now it's going to open at 11. So that's good news if you like going to Trader Sam's. You want to get a little earlier drink, sure. Also, we have some opening news for Typhoon Lagoon. So Typhoon Lagoon will be opening in February. So, or excuse me, Blizzard Beach. All right, let's talk about the season passes first. Season passes are going to be opening. They're $83 for kids and $89 for adults. Good through May 9th, 2026, with some blackouts. You also get the walk-up perk of the 20% off of the cabanas. And you get a round of mini golf. So you got a lot of stuff going on here. Typhoon Lagoon is going to close February 14th for its annual refurbishment, and Blizzard Beach is going to reopen on February 15th. So that's typical, although I will tell you with the hotel, excuse me, the resort perk of getting the free water park on check-in day, I don't think that Blizzard Beach is going to be closed very long. You need both parks open if you're going to be doing a free water park day. There was a short time last year or this year, where you had the free water park day going on, but only one park was open, and that was an absolute nightmare. So, don't expect Blizzard Beach to stay closed for too long. All right, in Disney Cruise Line news, you've got the Disney Adventure setting sail March 26th. The ship has been turned over to Disney from the company that built it. So they are very excited to get going on that. And I can tell you, I looked at some of the prices. The price for the actual cruise is great, but it sails out of Singapore. So you got to get over there. So you figure that out. But the cruise price is phenomenal. You've got a Banshee popcorn bucket coming to Cinemark for Fire and Ash. Very cool popcorn bucket there. I mean, that's a serious popcorn bucket. So that'll be at Cinemark. Bluey has won the most watched series on Disney Plus and Hulu this year with 26.5 million views, folks, of Bluey. So if you're wondering why Bluey's coming to the parks and the cruise line, this is why. It's the most watched series on Disney Plus and Hulu. So yeah, they want to jump all into Bluey. Moana 2 was the most viewed movie in every single state and nearly every country, with 80 million views. That is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. So, I don't know that we've seen Moana 2 on Disney Plus. We saw it in the theaters. I don't know that we saw it on Disney Plus. So, also on Disney Plus, you have 24/7 channels. And so they've announced 2 new ones. Starting January 8th, you're going to have 24/7 of Pixar movies and shorts on Disney Plus. And then you're also going to have 24 hours of High School Musical. To celebrate its 20th anniversary, you're going to have 24/7 of High School Musical. I've never seen any High School Musicals. Just wasn't my thing. So I didn't take a look at it. All right, let's do some network updates. I added it up, and I think as of right now, we have about 565,000 subscribers across all of the channels that are in the network, if I remember correctly. Leading the way, Resort TV 1 with 212,000, Park Pass TV 72.5, Pete McDevitt with over 47,000, Ear to Ear Magic at 36, almost 37,000, Berry Place over 36, Mouse Talk at 29,000, Living in Diz at almost now 19.1 actually, as of today. Mystic Eric at 17.1K. Myers and the Mouse at 14. One of our newest channels, Adventures by Carney, is at 11.5 thousand subscribers. Got to meet Pete Carney over at the Pete McDevitt meetup, and he was so excited to join the network. I had been talking to him for quite some time about it, and he went all in this weekend after meeting so many of our creators at that meetup. Heist Piano at 10.4. Park Bros, my own channel, at 9.8. And let's talk about Theme Park Giant here, who started, when he joined the network, he was at 2,000. He's now at 5.1. As of today, it's probably 5.3. I mean, just an absolute superstar there. You've got another new channel, Theme Park Assemble, 3.79. You have Victor Naraki, another new channel for us at 3.12. Purple Pleasure is asking, are any of those from other parts of the world? So you do have several channels that are West Coast, so Amusement Park Pirates, Christy PH Disney. They are both out there. You also have Berry Place, who is um, Disneyland, and Knott's Berry Farm. We do have Murray's Adventures, which streams from Disneyland Paris, and we are working on getting another streamer from Disneyland Paris as well. On the bottom right there at 1.1, you see Magic and the Murphys. That's another new channel that has joined the network this week. So excited to see how many channels want to join the network, want to be part of what's happening here, and be a part of a movement, really. Something very different from what's happening, in our niche, or what's normal in our niche. Normal is you're over there, I'm over here. Maybe I give you a head nod and that's it. This is not like that. This is collaborative. In fact, I'll tell you this. So I was producing for Living in Diz last night, and I wanted to redirect when our stream was over to someone. So I looked at who was on, and I saw that Theme Park Casual was on over in Disneyland. And then I saw that Pete McDevitt was on, and I said, well, I don't normally redirect to Pete, so I'm going to redirect to Pete tonight. So I redirected to Pete. A good amount of the people that I redirected stayed and watched Pete's show. I didn't say anything to Pete about this. Wasn't a plan. When Pete ended, he redirected to Theme Park Casual. So that's the power of the network. People were watching Living in Diz. I redirected them to Pete McDevitt, and then Pete McDevitt redirected them to Danny, Theme Park Casual, which I wanted to do anyway. So that's the kind of stuff that you see. And, Pete had that meetup on Saturday, and it was great. There were so many people that I got to meet, other creators that weren't in the network, creators that were in the network that I hadn't met in person yet, and people from the community. So that just shows you the power of embracing the community, and that is certainly what Pete has done. And I'm gonna grab some pictures, see if I can grab some pictures from Pete to show on next week's show, because it was pretty moving to see that many people show up and want to talk to you, and just excited to share ideas. And the actual event was 11 to 1. I think we probably meandered there, hanging around probably until 2. And then we decided to go and eat. And Corey from Living in Diz was going to eat at Homecoming. And so I was going to go, and then a lot of the other creators were going to Blaze. And I needed to talk to Thad about some tech stuff, so I went over there. That lunch was Park Bros, Theme Park Giant, Score Jason, All Aboard with Blake, Scooter Adventures, Not So Scary Mary TV, Lily's Life, and I'm probably missing about 5 others. A Bouncing Journey was there. I'm looking around the table in my head to see how, who was there. It was so good to see that and to hang out with all those folks, and just to get to talk shop, in an environment where nobody's holding a gimbal. We were all just sitting at the table, relaxing and eating. Find the fun. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you and your families as well. And so it was great. And so it kind of inspired me. Well, Sierra actually from Cruise and Theme Park Guide mentioned it this weekend about doing a DSN meetup. And so we're going to work on that, probably have it in the springtime, and we will get um, as many creators as we can together, and they will all invite their communities to join us as well as a meetup. So we're going to work on that. I think that that'll be really nice to do to everybody, for everybody to get together um, and kind of hang out and be able to meet a lot of us. And there's a lot of channels that do that. Um, Obviously Pete, but Walt and Melissa from Mouse Talk, they do that as well. And I think it's a great way to bring the community together, at least for those that can be there. So we're going to work on that for sure. Absolutely. Um, so yeah, this week is well, I'll probably do another show next week. I'm not sure what time, obviously, because it's the holiday. The next 2 weeks, the next two Thursdays are holidays. Um, but I'm sure we're gonna have some news to talk about. So we will definitely we will definitely do that. I was just looking over some of this clickbait news. I'll bring up one I just thought was ridiculous. It says that the castle, Cinderella Castle, is for sale. Um, Now the real story is that they, I guess, have, I don't want to call them artifacts, but essentially that's what they are, pieces of the um, birthday castle that they're selling off. So no, the actual castle is not for sale. You can't buy Cinderella Castle. Um, and I just don't understand, like, why that's a good enough story to post on its own. Why would you have to make it, you know, so clickbaity? There's another one here. It says, "Goodbye, Ratatouille. Disney makes surprise change at one park." Well, it wasn't a surprise. They told us it was coming. And it wasn't goodbye, it's goodbye to the 3D version. And they introduced a 2D version, which I rode on Sunday and enjoyed it. I think it is better without the 3D. And I had said that for a while for that ride, because with that ride, you have set pieces, you have props, you're moving through the props, and then you get to the 3D screen. So I think what happens is that because you have these actual real life pieces and then the 3D movie and you're wearing the 3D glasses, I think it detracts from you seeing the props that are around you. So I think it's been a good move to get rid of it. I don't think that the 3D added anything to that at all, honestly. So I streamed on my own channel Sunday and Monday, and had a great time. Everything went well. Um, so I think that you will see my channel live a lot more. This holiday season, I'll look for a couple more things to do these next couple weeks. We will visit the Chinese Lantern Festival here in North Carolina. That ends on the 11th. So we've got some time to go see that. So we will definitely do that. We might do a light tour, go take a look at some lights. We'll see what I have time for next week. And then hoping to get back into the parks in mid-January, maybe. And then hopefully about every 6 weeks after that. But irregardless of that, the DSN is alive and well. We continue to add new creators to it. More and more people are interested in what's happening over here. And I love that. I love that because I went to my sister's church last year, and the pastor who has a podcast, um, he said these words. He said, "Those at the bottom compete. Those at the top collaborate." So that stuck with me, and this was before the DSN. So that was kind of when I started the DSN that I took that with me. So we are going to continue to collaborate. You're going to see some fun stuff coming from the DSN in March. I think one of the things we're going to do is use the geolocator feature that we use on a couple channels. And we're going to do kind of a capture the flag, hide and seek type thing where all the viewers will be able to see where the channels are, but the other channels will not know where the other channels are. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. I was even thinking of for the festivals, they have the scavenger hunt at Epcot. So I was thinking we could do something like that where you have a couple channels competing. They all get their maps and their stickers, and they're going to try and compete to see who finishes the scavenger hunt first, right? Just got to do some stuff like that and really have some fun with the network. And I think what that will do is introduce a lot of new people to new channels, because they would be watching on the multi-view in order to see where the other channels are. So I think that that's the plan for the network right now. I will tell you that DisneyStreamerNetwork.com is now a thing that now exists. And so I will be working on getting that website up and running. And it should be, your one-stop shop for anything Disney. We will do a good amount of news and updates and stuff like that there, obviously. We can also mirror the multi-view on that, the wonderful window on that. So we've got a lot of stuff coming up, and Lord knows David Pyle will come up with some ideas for me for sure. So, all right, that's going to do it for this evening. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. Not sure, just keep your notifications on. Not sure what we're going to do with the next 2 weeks, but I would like to have at least some news the next 2 weeks. In the meantime, make sure to be watching our friends on the Disney Streamer Network. And actually, I'm going to put the link in the chat. I can't... Blake, good to see you. I can't redirect on the DSN channel. I can redirect on mine, but I didn't. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. Our friend Rich is down in Epcot right now, checking out some magic. He is about to get on to Finding Nemo. So I'm going to put the link in there. Make sure to go check out our friend Rich from Disney Magic and Mayhem. If I do not see you, Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas to your families. Make sure to enjoy the time off that you have, if you have it. Make sure to enjoy the time with your family. Make sure to have a happy and safe New Year. And I'll see you next week.
This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.